Hi, I'm Tyler, aka Post the Kid. I'm a hip hop dancer, photographer, really made, self-made.
In action.
Yeah, take a picture. Capelli Brothers.
Shout out Capelli Brothers.
Shout out Capelli Brothers.
Thank you guys. Tyler's gonna show us some dance moves. Look at him, y'all. Signature move.
Yeah. Being a popper, like a lot of your movement that you do actually comes from your core, not just like it's not just like you're in your toes or in your hands. It's really your core, because when you're isolating and moving around, you got to start with your chest and your core because it all connects. So like you gotta like make sure when you're moving your body, make sure you're not just leaning in one direction without moving something else. If you step here, you could probably have your face looking here. It creates misdirection. So you don't know if I'm gonna step forward or I'm gonna step towards you. You know what I mean?
Tyler's a great dancer, y'all.
We are here on Electric Vision today. We have a very exciting episode with Tyler, aka Pulse the Kid. So why don't you tell them a little bit about what you do as a creative?
Well, as you can see, I'm a photographer. It's not just aesthetic purposes. I'm a photographer from West Philadelphia, currently located in Germantown. I'm also a hip-hop dancer, part of the hip-hop dance community in Philadelphia. I was also a part of a group called Funky Guns Crew. I'm currently riding solo right now. That's pretty much what I do.
You do a lot.
Yeah, pretty much. That, and also sometimes I do like shows and I also do street shows and stuff like that. Also art exhibits. So yeah, do a lot for the community as an individual and as a creative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
I know. I remember when I came to see you at Barbary when you guys were all dancing. It was like a whole community of you guys breakdancing.
Yeah,
it was really incredible to see.
Yeah. So the thing about being a dancer in Philadelphia, the community is so small. So everybody pretty much knows everybody. So anytime you see me or somebody that I might dance with in a crew or whoever, 9 times out of 10 you're probably gonna see 5 or 6 more of us. Especially places like the Barbary, Woody's, Voyager, some of the street shows, some of the block parties. We're all around. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You guys travel together.
We did when I was still in the crew with them. I was still I would go to sessions and practices. We had this thing that used to happen once a month. It was called the Gathering. It was at the Rotunda on 40th and Walnut. Because of COVID, it got shut down. Mm-hmm. We're hoping that they'll bring back the Gathering. The only thing with that was it was more towards the hip hop side of the community, but you'll get so many types of styles that would go there. It wasn't just break dancers. It was you'll get voguers, rappers, poppers, lockers. You'll get everybody, and that community was that was one of those things where the community was, prominent because everybody knew everybody, like I said, but then we also get people from New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, who would come there and we would just all get down. It was always about it was a community-based thing, but it was about the art. It was about the dance. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's incredible that it all has brought you together through all these different genres.
Yeah, see, the thing is, what people tend to forget, it's just hip-hop at the end of the day. So, and that was the beautiful thing about the Gathering. It wasn't just dancers. You see taggers putting their little tags on the wall and stuff like that.
Wow.
So you'll see they had MCs because they also had an open mic. So, you know, you had a few DJs that'll come through, like guest DJs, somebody spin every once in a while.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, like every other night, every other month, it will probably be like a different host. But like I said, because of COVID, it kind of shut down. I'm hoping it comes back because that was one of those things where, like, Philly was known for it. If you were a hip hop dancer, you knew to go to the gathering if you're in Philly. Box One. I actually did a photo shoot with him like way back in the day.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he's sponsored by Monster, and he also, he's actually world renowned. Like he actually has won battles out in Switzerland, like Japan, China, everywhere, and that was the spot. You know, he still knew if I'm in Philly, go to the gathering.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You know.
So you could expect to show up there and see some pretty legit dancers.
Yeah, not pretty legit, like truly legit. You'll see like it ranges like the thing is about that place before it got too like clicky, before the scene got too clicky, like you would have like it would range. Like you have some mediocre dancers who don't know anything about dance. They kind of just come out and dance, you know, and still have a good time. And then you'll have dudes that have been doing it for 20, 30 plus years, dancing longer than me and you've been alive.
Wow.
You know, and you would think they like our age, the way that they move, you know, like my homie Gate the Monster, he's like in his 40s. He's still like flipping and shit like that, doing like Batmans and stuff like he's like freaking 20.
That's insane.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing about like being a part of the dance community in Philly. Like you never know who you're going to see until you're there. You got to kind of just be there. You know what I'm saying?
So what's your favorite part about being in this community?
That's a good question. I would have to say it's actually multiple things. It's hard to really have one pinpoint one. Obviously connecting with people because I love you know how I talk. You've seen me around people. I'm always talking to somebody. You know what I mean? Always sharing space with people. So obviously there's that. You know, I actually enjoy walking around with my camera, just talking to people and meeting people. That's how I meet a good amount of clients. So
Such a good icebreaker.
yeah, you know what I mean. So you know. Like that's definitely one of my more favorite parts. I have to say the music itself, like the actual culture itself, is like my favorite part of like being part of the community. Like the thing about being a Philly hip hop dancer, you can tell somebody's Philly just based off of their swag.
Really?
You know, just off the way they dance, the way they carry themselves. Like I always tell people, even if I'm at a bar or something, I'll be like, I can tell you're not from Philly. They're like, how can you know? I just know. I just know. You ain't got the Philly swag. I'm sorry. You know.
So who was one of your earliest inspirations in hip hop?
Honestly, One of my earliest inspirations in hip hop, not as a dancer, but just in hip hop itself, had to be Eminem. He's been my favorite rapper since I was 6 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, my mom bought me Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent. That was my first album. Like, obviously not an album to give a 6-year-old. But my mom didn't know any better, and I appreciate that she did that. But, you know, when I heard Patiently Waiting for the first time, I was like, wow, this dude can really rap. You know, the next album that I actually got was actually a gift from my uncle. It was 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang Clan, obviously. So, you know, like hip hop has always been like a big part of my life. Like I said, the music, the culture, the dancing, everything. Like even with like listening to like certain artists, like you can kind of tell like when a dancer is really feeling the music because they're either acting out the words or they're just giving off that vibe that the song gives off. You know what I mean? And that's what really I think actually is the best part of being a hip hop dancer is the vibe, the feeling, the feeling itself, because it's very raw, it's very real, it's very visceral. You know, like most people think hip hop is always supposed to be gangsta, it's always supposed to be hard. It's just honest. You know what I mean?
So real quick, Tyler is going to try and teach me a move called the fresno.
Yeah, what I'm teaching you is called the fresno. In the fresno, you're really supposed to dance. You're actually supposed to have the move going like this. You're supposed to go side to side, side to side, side to side.
And hit twice?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a double hit. That's how the fresno is really done. Sometimes they'll hit once and then go into something else. You know, until your toes are shifting to the side. Yeah, shift like that. Now, this definitely helps with women. Women poppers kill it all the time just because of the slight movement in their hips. You're slightly moving your hips to the side. So yeah, exactly. So now you get a little, yep, keep that in there. Dude poppers, all male poppers, make sure the women got the feminine energy. It's needed, trust me. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, just like that, you're gonna shift your hips and lips up. Yep. Yep, it's a shift. Yep.
Alright.
Yeah. You got the little shift. Yeah, so you got the little shift and the little shimmy. You're gonna flow with your chest. Your chest is gonna go here. So it's still a flow, but it's like you're more flowing through your core. So it's like it's a consistent flow through your whole body. Shift your body like this. Actually, this is a little secret too. This help me learn to freshen a little bit better. Like you see how my foot is like this, leading my direction of where I'm gonna go. And you see how my body's still already shifted on the side, so I can use
The weight's on this side?
Yeah. And how my hand like this. So when I shift, it's already ready.
Yeah.
You know, straight.
I like the weight transfer thing. Like, I love that sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. Try to make sure your weight is on one side and you're controlling your weight. That's actually what helps you. That's actually what helps you with hitting and like popping. Because a lot of popping is just transferring weight in direction and just moving it around.
But quickly.
Quickly.
And
yes. Deliberately and focused and it's clean. That's the most important one of the actually second most important one. First and most important one, dancing.
Gotta be dancing.
Second is cleanliness. You gotta be clean. Even if you're like a wildest dancer or the most spontaneous dancer, I should say right now. Yeah. Another little secret, don't think too much about like elevating your weight. Think more about shifting. Like think like this shift. Right, shift. Position by position.
Position by position.
So this first. 7, 8.
Alright, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's the expert, not me.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you.
Do you have any advice for younger dancers looking to break onto the scene?
I would say probably, I would say figure out what style you connect with the most. And while you're doing that, think about where you want to go with this. I know it's it's not something you want to tell a little kid at somebody like 10 or 12, but that's something they do need to think about. Because the thing is, if you're a popper, and such as myself, or if you're a krumper, like I said, like myself, you gotta take in the community. And in certain parts of the community, and certain aspects of the community, you might not connect with.
Gotcha.
Me being a krumper, I don't always, I consider myself a popper that can krump, not a krumper, because there's certain aspects of the krump community I don't connect with. Now, I do get respect from krumpers, but they understand, I was a popper first, my style goes, obviously, you see me dance, I'm more flowy, you know what I mean? I'm not a very hard type of dancer. I'm more fun and energetic, you know what I'm saying? What people tend to forget, when you're in the art community, I'm going to say the art community itself, you got to deal with tons of personalities.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to deal with tons of different opinions and different aspects. And that's just community, and that's just people, you know what I mean? But the thing is, when you're dealing with that type of culture, you got to get used to getting used to certain things. You got to get used to people showing up to sessions drunk as hell. You got to get used to and a lot of you got to deal with a lot of stuff in the hip hop community. You got to deal with a lot of sexism. You got to deal with a lot of raw rape, a lot of rawness. Got to deal with a lot of negative energy. You got to deal with a lot of egos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's stuff that you just got to get used to if you want to be a part of this. But that's the thing. If you're just doing it because you like doing it and you're not really too fond of the culture, that's fine. You know what I mean? You're not a perpetrator by just wanting to dance and wanting to get down with dancers. You become a perpetrator once you say you're down with us, but you're not really down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what art is, being yourself at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So, if you can't take that in, if you can't let yourself be a part of that, or you don't want to be a part of it openly, and it's not you, just don't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that would be my advice to any younger dancer. What style do you like and why?
And always be yourself.
Always be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else, because honestly, that makes you whack.
That makes you.
No, seriously, it makes you whack, and it makes you a shitty dancer. It makes you a dickhead.
You heard it here first. Be yourself.
Yeah.